Max was flying around the world and up the rankings. After the loss to McGregor, Holloway emerged victorious in 8 straight fights, culminating in wins over Cub Swanson, Charles Oliveira, and Jeremy Stevens. One more statement win, and he would be in the picture for a title shot. You know, Max, you've become synonymous with the point down, and so many people talk about the point down. We saw it first against Ricardo Lamas, which still stays in my mind.
Holloway had Lamas in trouble multiple occasions.
Wow.
But it looks like they're going to swing to the very end.
And he wasn't kidding.
Wow.
It's very rare.
What a finish.
That you see an agreement like that, where they point at the ground and decide to stand in front of each other and bang out the last 10 seconds like that. And that wasn't a bluff either. I mean, you're talking about a guy who relies on movement and skill and put his finger pointed at the ground and then kept his word and stayed right there and banged it out at the very end. Wow.
It was such a bananas end of that fight. Was that something you ever did prior to that?
No, I mean, when I was training kickboxing in my early days, we would do like 10-second drill, you know? And then even like our couple of my like mid MMA years, we had a coach and he would be like, oh, you know, fight speed, 10 seconds at the end of the round, which is absolutely insane. Now I think of it, I'm like, bro, this is the most craziest thing to do. But, you know, never in a fight, you know, but the way, you know, those moments happened because of things leading up, you know. The Ricardo Lamas 1 point down happened was just because, like, out of pure, I was just stumped.
Look at this, pointing down the ground and then just swinging wild. No defense at all, just haymakers. Oh my God.
I couldn't understand how he was like going like this to me and telling me what, like, bro, you had 3 rounds. Like, why did you not do anything 3 rounds, you know? And he was acting like I was running away. I was like there the whole fight, you know? And he was trying to take me down. I was defending him. So at the end of the day, that's how it all started. Because I was like, bro, what? He kind of annoyed me. So I was in there. I remember, I think so he did 3 things that pissed me off in a matter of 30 seconds. Or in a matter of that last 30 seconds, right? So that's why I gave him the point down. But then the point down with Justin was just out of pure respect. He was supposed to, you know, like he was supposed to fight for the title, you know. He didn't have to.
Max, another amazing performance. Surely there could be no doubt that you are one of the best featherweights in the world, but tonight, I really think you took it up to another level.
Yeah, you know, first and foremost, I gotta thank my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. My little son over there in this supporting me through his whole camp. I'm sorry I didn't get the finish, guys. Fucking 6 months off is a long time.
Well, listen, it wasn't without trying, and I think you got to credit that to Ricardo. He took some unbelievable shots from you. You had him stunned on several occasions, but one of the most extraordinary moments of the fight was the last 10 seconds. Like, why did you decide to just point at the ground and just stand in front of him and swing like that?
He told me he wanted to bang, like mentally, you know, like psychologically. He gave me that look like, let's bang, bro. So I let him bang.
Max would not be denied after the win over Lamas, and the first point down of his career proved that he was more than just a great fighter. He was becoming a fan favorite. At UFC 206 in 2016, Max got his chance to cement that status in his first UFC title fight for the interim featherweight championship. Anthony Pettis, another legend.
Oh yeah, another guy I looked up to.
Yeah, WC, crazy creative striker, had so much success, and not only were you facing him, but he also came in heavy for that fight, and you were still like, I don't care, I got this.
Yeah.
Do you have any recollection of what you felt like as you prepared for a guy like Anthony Pettis? Because that was eventually going to lead you to Jose Aldo.
Oh, I was stoked. So, you know, shout out to DC. Shout out to him, because without him sneezing and throwing out his back, that fight the fight would have happened. But he was, not many people forget, he was supposed to fight Anthony Johnson on that card. He sneezed so hard, he blew out his back. So thank you for him for being, what age was he at that time? Like 45? So thank you for you being, because he's like 50 now. We already know, like 60, you know? So thank you for him being so old that he sneezed so hard that his back got thrown out. And as soon as I saw that, I instantly texted my manager at the time. I was like, I was like, please tell me we get the main event, because we was the co-main event. I was like, give us the main event. Give us the main event. I'll fight five rounds. I had no hesitation. I was like, bro, text Dana, text Sean, text whoever you need to. I'll fight 5 rounds. They came back with even better. They did the interim title. He was fighting Anthony Pettis. It was so real fighting Anthony Pettis, you know, because he's one of the other strikers I was looking up to that was doing it, is killing it. It was just unbelievable that I got to fight him. Did what I did to him.
Holloway very, very confident on his feet. Yep. Big flurry. Holloway looking to finish it. It is all over. Max Holloway finishes Anthony Pettis.
Outstanding. Wow.
You know, not many people got to say they finished Anthony Pettis with striking, due to striking. You know, we know he got finished with submissions or whatever, but due to striking, you know, it was sick that I got to be that, and you know, it's just amazing.
Max was the interim champ, and now there was just one more thing to do. Unify the belts against generational great Jose Aldo.
How's it feel to be carrying around that UFC belt?
First and foremost, I gotta thank my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. And I asked you guys earlier in the week, we couldn't find Aldo, so I started calling him Waldo. Jose Waldo, hashtag Jose Waldo, and tell him meet me in Brooklyn in February. Let's get the fucking real one. Let's go, Canada. I love you, Hawaii. Let's do this damn thing.
Did you always know that when you eventually got to face Jose Aldo, you had what it was going to take to be victorious? Because it seems like, especially after that Pettis fight, when you were calling for, okay, let's go, I'm ready for you, Aldo, like there is no hesitation in Max when he's talking about that. Like, did you just always know?
Oh yeah, I mean, what we call him, Jose Waldo? That was funny. And I love Aldo now, but we call him Jose Waldo. And yeah, you know, at the end of the day, I just knew. You know what I mean? Like I knew I was going to be an undisputed champion.
You've had so many experiences that for some people will be otherworldly. Do you have a favorite place you fought?
Favorite place I fought?
Yeah.
Rio was pretty crazy. Rio, the first Jose Aldo fight in Rio, I think that had to be my favorite moment ever and fight Blade. Just because who he was, you know? This guy was the guy who motivated me. Like, you know, I know he had a black belt, but he was a striking guy killing people in a sport that's saying that ground guys and wrestlers are supposed to be dominated, but he was like one of the first strikers doing it, you know? And that's why I loved him. So being able to fight him, you know, dethrone him in his home country, and it was just insane. Like, even the moment, I remember the moment, like I was so locked in. Like, I remember talking to my coach and be like, oh, the crowd wasn't even that loud in the fight. He was like, bro, we were screaming. I don't know. I couldn't even hear myself yelling to you. So I was tripping out when they said that, because that's how like focused I was. But then the one thing I do remember from that fight is after the fight, how quiet it was when I finished them. You could have dropped a pin in there and you would have heard it. It was, the silence was unreal in that fight.
Yeah, because he is the king of Rio.
Yeah, the king of Rio. And being able to do that was, I think that had to be my favorite place for sure.
Understandable, for sure. And Rio, what a beautiful city, right?
Oh,
so you're
so
now the
beautiful.
world champion, and here you are. There's beaches, you're drinking from a coconut or something, right?
Yeah, no. The UFC security didn't let me leave the hotel after.
That's
They're
actually
like,
a good point.
Max, yeah, we think you should stay inside just to be safe.
Don't go by the windows.
Yeah, for sure.
You didn't just beat Jose Aldo, you beat Jose Aldo twice. How then are you motivated as a champion? You want to be the best of the best every single time. So you've got guys like Brian Ortega that come up. What goes through your mind as you're game planning after you fight Jose Aldo?
Time to defend the throne. That's all that came to my mind. It was time to, whoever it is, step up to the plate and, you know, hit me with your best shot.
Ortega tried to hit you with his best shots, and you literally were like teaching him during the fight. I mean, you're like, how do you look back on that moment?
I mean, that moment is fun. You know, everybody always like, oh, look. I always see a meme. I always come back to it. Like, the meme is so, bro, people on Instagram is so unforgiving, man. I mean, like, I always thought it was so funny, like, because I was doing that moments to people, right? And then when that fight came with Ilya, and now I'm the freaking meme. I'm like, God damn, it's not as funny, bro.
Right, you know, it's
what the
definitely not.
hell? But, you know, at the end of the day, all jokes aside, it's just funny, you know? It's like, oh, you know, like, that meme, one of the funniest ones that I saw that I love, that I always laugh, because I always see it was like, when bro is, mid-job and he forgot what he was doing. And I'm like, whoa, that's crazy. People catching heat over here, but it was insane. I don't, you know, like, was in there, I was hitting them, and they thought they was going to do something else to me, and they didn't. And there was a lot of stuff too that was like, so much people was throwing out there and saying, and that I just wanted to prove, like, I just was with, like how you said, I grew up with the UFC, right? So people just think I'm old, like super old, which is funny because Brian Ortega was older than me at that time, and but even with the UFC, you know, UFC should get heat on this, bro. Do not cut this out because UFC needs heat on this. In the voiceover, in the hype up to the fight, they was saying like the young hungry contender is coming to take the throne. I'm like, I'm younger than the young hungry contender though. So what happens? I was kind of confused when that first came out. I was like, come on, UFC, bro. You doing me dirty, bro. I'm not DC. I'm not 45 years old.
Right.
You gotta fact check yourself.
No, absolutely. Everyone has their favorite Max Holloway fight. They stand out because win or lose, his battles are always action-packed. At one point, Max held the UFC record for the most combined strikes in a fight with Calvin Kattar.
How is Kattar still standing? This is a new Max Holloway entirely.
Second most combined strikes in the Ortega fight.
Max Holloway was just masterful.
And Max Holloway is looking to stamp himself as one of the greatest pound-for-pound fighters of all time, and he is already in that discussion.
The third most combined strikes in a win against Yair Rodriguez.
Max Blast Holloway!
And the fourth most, this time in a loss to Dustin Poirier.
The standing ovation has already started here in Atlanta.
What a fight.
Poirier and Holloway go the distance.
Regardless of the outcome, Max is always going to give it his all and gift you a memorable fight.
Alexander Volkanovski and Max Holloway go the distance.
What a fight. What a fight.
I'll be back, boys.